are at the GNCC to get you out on the track for some e-bike racing at the Old Dray. I'm on my Giant from Joey's Bike Shop. If you've been at this event, you know it was a little bit slimy and a little bit cold. Heidi's going to be racing her first mountain bike race. I'm next to my old friend B. Thorne. We are racing the 55 plus class. Shut him down, shut him down, shut him down. Let's get you out on the track so you can see if e-mountain bike race at the GNCC is for you. We had some great competition. Mr. B. Thorne is always a fast starter. I'm not so much. I'm feeling okay with my start, as I always, if you watched any of my videos, I usually don't start too well on these old mountain bike races. He's pedaling a little hard out. Dawn, he is, I believe, the last year's champion in this class. For as muddy as the field and parking situation was at this GNCC here in Tennessee, the trail wasn't that bad. It had a couple slimy uphills. It gave me fits. Some of the turns were pretty slimy. Coming to our first uphill. You'll be hearing me breathe pretty hard. And this is where the heavy breathing starts for me. Looks like Alan here has some pretty big legs. He looks like he's going to be a pretty good climber. He's also going to get frustrated with me, and at the end of the race he let me know that he was frustrated with me. I apparently do not have proper mountain bike passing techniques. Coming from a dirt bike side of racing, I really didn't feel it was too aggressive. He didn't seem to appreciate it. More about that later. When you're as slow as I am on the uphills, you get to take full advantage of the downhills. Here in Tennessee, apparently there's a lot of rocks, and they're square edge rocks. So I put my tires up a little more than I probably should have. I was worried about a flat, and it didn't really bother me on the downhills, but on the uphills I was definitely spinning more than I should. This is one of the passes that he didn't appreciate. If you watched any of my racing videos, I've always stated you can never pass somebody by following somebody. When the track's somewhat one line, because they're either rocks, trees, GNCC has been putting up a lot of ribbon and a lot of rope to keep you on course. When you can find a hot line, I typically take advantage of it. I would love to hear your ideas whether or not that pace was too aggressive. Just leave a comment in the comment area. I guess I need to learn proper mountain bike racing etiquette.
Thanks, man.
E and Dawn is setting a pretty good pace. I am fine with this pace. One thing, I can't breathe, so I have to be okay with this pace. It's pretty slimy, just filling out the track. This is the uphill. This thing's going to get me a couple times today, and it got several people throughout the day. Before the race, I idled right up this hill.
Come through, bud.
This young man is from the class ahead of us.
Hey.
Might have pushed a little bit hard on that.
Take it.
Just basically being a little vocal to let him know I'm there, and he seemed to be fine with it. There he goes with his big python legs. My backstory is I've raced dirt bikes for many years. Last year I was down with ACL, and I also have rods in my back that I had taken out from 2014. So last year was pretty much a recovery year. So I jumped on the old e-bike last year to try to stay in somewhat of a shape other than round. And I've grown to actually enjoy racing these little things. I've ridden bicycles my whole life. As a youth, that was like the most important part of my entire life, was riding bicycles. Basically because that's all we had back then. I have raced non-e-bike bicycles before, which is pretty cool. I understand why people does it. But coming from a dirt bike, it's awesome to have the speeds on a bicycle.
On your left.
Catching some riders from the class ahead of us. Now we come to my favorite part of mountain biking, is the downhill.
Too out of shape.
Now sometimes using hot lines, they work well, whether you're looking for traction or looking for locations to pass your opponent. And sometimes they don't. And I will be doing both of them today. And this little hotline was not a good decision. It didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to. I did use it throughout the day and it got better. Down here at the bottom of the hill, I went to go left around this young man. Didn't know he was going to slide down into my rut. Then I think I got in the way of somebody else as I was getting on my bike, running trees over. And now you know why I got bark busters or flags on my bike. I use them. But yeah, that was my fault, even though he came over into my line. I should have expected it just the way the track was laid out. I'm pretty much going to get you a full first lap and then just a few of the highlights throughout the rest of the race. I'm currently running third. No, actually I'm currently running fourth. I do get vocal when I come up on somebody, not to intimidate or try to get somebody out of my way. I just want them to know I'm coming, in which direction I'm coming. My wife Heidi is, as I said, is racing her first mountain bike race here. She did awesome. She finished fourth in her class. Some guy came up behind her and said, "On your right," like as if he's going to pass on her right. So she moved over to the left, and he says, "Oh," and it was by mistake. He said the wrong side, so she went where she's supposed to, but he wasn't where he was supposed to be, and I guess picking himself out or something. And he came back and said, let's try this again. It was all good. She had an awesome time out here, other than getting her finger sliced open with a briar or something. And also, she didn't know her bike shut off after it was on for a while, and she went to take off, and her power was off. But the sad part was, she didn't realize her power was off until she was into the woods. Alright, so we catch back up. Try a hotline, don't work. Try another hotline. That one worked, and as you'll hear, he's back here saying something, and he was not happy about it. But that will be the last we see of him until the finish. At the finish, he came up and said, if you want around me, you just tell me, I'll get out of your way. Well, that's not the way I race. If you're in my class, I'm not going to tell you to move. I'll make my pass. Or I'll take myself out trying to do it. I didn't take nobody out on this race. Unfortunately, I do race the motorcycle on Sunday. Somebody did take me out, but it was just because there was several bottlenecks on Sunday. Don is doing an awesome job. I think this was a 3-mile course, and you make as many laps as you can on a 3-mile course. Unfortunately, I do end up having bike issues. We'll talk about that later. I don't think it was the bike's fault. As you can see, I'm getting me a drink of water. But sometimes that's the hardest thing to do when you're mountain biking, because you're breathing so hard. It's trying to get water. Just
Thank you.
More time. I'm breathing hard. He and Dawn's getting a little gap on me. I can still see them both, but I'm basically trying to get my breath.
Oh, bother.
Making sure the camera is clear for you to see. If this is the first time you watch one of our videos, we are Trail Seeker Adventures. We bring the camera out in all our adventures, whether we're hiking, mountain biking, dirt bike racing. We're at a rod park. We actually was down at the Smoky Mountains this past summer. We got several videos from the trail hikes up to some waterfalls. We got V Hollow, if you're in Tennessee next to the Smoky Mountains and wonder what that mountain bike park is all about, we got a video about that as well. Make sure you check that out.
Alright.
Make sure you like and subscribe. We want you to be able to see what the trail is like before you even have to get off the couch and open it. Looks like B, Dawn, and I will be following each other through the finish line. Oh, that's not B. The B is not too far ahead. That is actually the winner of the 40 plus class, ahead of the line ahead of us. So that's one lap around the GNCC first round of 2024 E mountain bike racing. I'll take you out, let you see some of the action that we did throughout the day. This is some of the slimiest part of the track out here in the field. We're slipping and sliding, and unfortunately running these batteries dead.
Stay.
Michael, catch him. He's in our class, dude. He doesn't let me pass the hard marked lap.
How? Hey, bud, I think you got a flat tire. Not in your class, bud, thanks. On the inside. Oops, sorry. It's me, bud.
Don with his flat tire,
On the inside.
I'm sure it was a problem, but not on the hill climb. He was able to steamroll up that thing like it wasn't even slick. Unfortunately for me, I have way too much air in my tire and struggle to get up it every time. And as I said, make sure you look out for a video. I'm going to be racing the 55 plus in the morning race. Make sure you keep your eye out for that video as well. Don had a little slip up. I was able to get past him. So in the second lap, I was second. And now it's time to run down B and see if I can give him some competition.
On your left. Thank you.
Now we're on our way out for lap 3, chase down B. My friend Jared says, I didn't see you all day. I wonder if you could see why. Yep, that's him talking on his phone, not paying a bit of attention. He said he actually was calling his mom, which is here on the left, which did see me. Ask if I dropped out of the race.
Second shift. I'll get right. All right, thanks, bud. CB.
I do catch B a few times. And then when I would catch him, I would get stuck on a hill, do something stupid. But that's not the thing that kept me from getting around him. You'll find out that here real soon.
Oh, you're up. I'm coming, let me around. Sorry, bud.
And as I'm here pushing and trying to get up the hill, Don with his tractor tire buzzes right past me. Obviously, this is my favorite part of the track. Unfortunately, this is where I realized that I was down to 2 bars of power on my bike and still had 2 laps to go. I knew that was not going to work out very well. My best hope was that I was going to get lapped, because there's no way that I was going to be able to make 2 laps. I had to turn the bike down to tour mode. I was still able to keep up with B for a little bit, but once we got to the hills, I gave up trying to keep up with him and was just trying to get myself back to the finish line. But I did get back to the finish line this lap in second. Started out the next lap basically not too far from the finish. There's Heidi. First time I got to see her out on the course, I was pretty surprised about that, because she hasn't really rode a lot of rocks or a lot of mud. She did awesome. But I basically got to the finish line. Unfortunately, the battery was dead. Dawn did get around me, not like
2 bars.
3,
Gotta be your last lap.
2 turns from the finish. But great job to B. Great job to Don for even though he had a foam insert in that tire, it could not have been easy to ride, especially in the turns. But I'm sure he had pretty good traction.
No way.
But not taking nothing from him. Much rather have air in my tire while I was out there racing. I'm going to let you go ahead and watch the rest of this lap. If you was out on the track and I was able to get around you, or you got around me, I added it to the video. I hope you enjoy these videos. We do it so you can see if you would like to be out here on the course or out on the track. We are trail seekers. We want you to be able to come out and enjoy the outdoors.
Battery's dead. Okay, bud. Battery's dead. what, man, battery's dead.
Not sure if the bike was completely charged. It said 100% on the lights, but I never checked the app. Make sure it's 100%. I don't know if it was the mud and that caused it to drain quicker. Definitely going to have to look into that. But I had an awesome time. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're at a race event and see us there, make sure you stop by and say hey.
Right there.
My battery went dead.
Battery went dead. Hey man, sorry about that.
Hey, no, you're
Sucked.
good.
I suffered.
I know you did awesome.
Flat tire all day. The whole race.
Well, it couldn't have hurt you.
No, it didn't.
The hill time it didn't. He kicked butt on the hill.
The hills, but I had to be very careful everywhere else.
Come on, sweetie, you made it. Do you know what spot you're in?
Good job.
Fourth.
I think who got third past me.
Oh yeah. I was pretty proud that, you know, it was like third lap before I even seen you.
I know, but it sucks.
That's,
But I did that, not hurt. I could not hold on. If you see like the brakes, look how much blood's on there. I couldn't hold on to the thing because that probably got me because the guy was trying
what's
to
your
pass
battery
me.
level at? Mine's 0.
There's like blood.
57%.
I was trying. And then what